Well, hello everybody and welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Now today I'm going to be making something called banana bread or a banana loaf cake. This is a sort of suggestion or request that I've had to make this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some mashed banana and some banana, some more chunky banana, and I'm going to use some ground hazelnuts, roasted hazelnuts, to give an extra flavour as well. So for the ingredients, I have in the bowl 180 grams of plain flour, and to that I'm going to add 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder and half a teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to give that a stir around. Now this is a slight variation on a recipe that I saw in The Guardian, where they used walnuts and such like and rather more salt. So that's the flour. Then I have in here 160 grams of soft brown sugar, that's the light muscovado sugar. I have 2 medium eggs which I've lightly beaten. I have 55 grams of butter which I've melted. I have 50 grams of ground roasted hazelnuts, and in this bowl I have 320 grams of banana. That's the weight after they've had the skins taken off, 320 grams. And what I did was I mashed about 2/3 of that, and then I cut the other third into chunks like that and mix them together. So I also have my oven preheating at 170 Celsius, 150 Celsius with a fan, 325 Fahrenheit, and I have greased a baking tin, sorry, a loaf tin. This is a 2-pound loaf tin, and I've greased it, and I've also lined it with some flour, and then tipped the excess flour away. So the first thing we're going to do is to mix our sugar and our melted butter and our beaten eggs together until they've all combined and they've increased in volume just a little bit. So with the eggs and the butter and the sugar mixed together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip the flour, salt and baking powder, and I'm going to put the banana into the bowl, and I'm going to fold both of those in to the wet mixture. I'm going to pour in my ground hazelnuts, and I'm going to fold those in as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour that into our loaf tin. And then I'll level that off. Like that. And I'm going to put that into the oven and bake it for about an hour until a skewer pokes into the centre, comes out clean. So I'll put that into the oven, bake it for an hour, then I'll take it out and I'm going to let it cool down for 10 minutes before I tip it out onto a wire rack to cool completely. Then I'll come back and show you the result. So our banana loaf cake has baked, and I've taken it out of the oven and let it cool for 10 minutes, and then I've cooled it a little longer on a wire rack. It's still a bit warm and it should ideally be completely cooled before you slice it, but I have sliced it and this is what it looks like, and I can just see a couple of little chunks of the banana in there, so it's very moist, I can see that, and I'm just going to have a little taste. That is delicious, I have to say. I can actually taste the banana, of course, and the hazelnut. Now, if you chop the hazelnut more roughly, rather than I chopped it quite finely. If you chopped it more roughly, you would crunch the hazelnut as opposed to just taste it. But I think it's perfect just as it is. And I cooked this for exactly 1 hour. That is very, very good indeed. And it's ideal with a cup of tea. So that's going to be it for this recipe. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below the video and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there will be an eye that will take you to the recipe if you click on it, and I will also put a link to the recipe below the video. So that's going to be it for this one, and I'll be back with you in the near future with another recipe. So until then, happy baking.